Alright, here we go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Geschwender. I am currently a student in supply chain operations and communications. I'm trying to earn my degree towards both of those. And I recently interviewed a gentleman who is the regional operations manager of a company here in Jacksonville. His name is Bill Andrews, and one of the reasons I interviewed this person is because I wanted to get an idea of his own personal experience in that particular field, so I can get an idea of what it's going to be like for me once I obtain my goal of becoming a person in the regional operations management field. I personally want to become a regional operations manager, or an operations manager in general, because I'm quite interested in that field. I enjoy learning about the operations of particular businesses, specifically the distribution industry. I'm very interested in watching things move nationally as well as globally, and I'm also interested in kind of controlling the flow of that. So that's one of the primary reasons for my interest in being an operations manager. In the interview with Bill, I learned a lot of things about operations management that I really wasn't aware of until this interview. The first thing is like what the regional operations manager does. And it was my understanding that he just managed the operation. But really, he manages the facilities, he manages the employees, he manages the finances, as well as the inventory and the supplies. A lot of the positions held prior to being a regional operations manager would be like a shipping and receiving clerk, inventory coordinator, a branch manager, for instance. All positions that I've actually held in my previous experience in doing what I do. Some of the challenges in that role, being that it does take a lot of your time, are trying to balance your home life and your work life to get a good balance to be able to do your work as well as fulfill your duties at home. A lot of the people in operations management have a master's degree and MBA in operations management or supply chain management. I'm currently working towards my bachelor's, but I'm working on a double bachelor's, so I'm hoping that might kind of stem the issue between a master's and a bachelor's. I'd rather have two bachelor's than a master's. There's actually a lot of things that I learned about the next steps after being an operations manager, and that would be becoming the VP of operations, the vice president of operations for a particular company. Rather than managing just your particular region or your particular area, now you're managing the people that manage those particular areas. And so you're still doing your basic function, but you're also managing people so that they can manage and they can take care of the function that you used to take care of. Your experience and your educational background pretty much gets you into that spot after a certain tenure with the particular company that you're with. In the distribution industry, for instance, there's a pretty high demand for operations management. There's distribution centers opening up all over the place, specifically in port cities like Jacksonville, Los Angeles, Seattle. There's distribution centers closing and opening and closing and opening. That leaves a lot of leeway for a person to get their master's or get their bachelor's degree and become an operations manager. So I think that the field that I'm interested in moving into is actually quite a lucrative field that's not going to go away anytime soon. Business and industry always needs transportation and logistics. That's kind of the realm that I'm moving into, so I think that I'm pretty secure in my future goals. In closing, I actually felt that this interview was pretty informative. It taught me a lot about where I'm headed and where I can go following the particular goal that I'm shooting for now. I've never actually spoke to somebody in the field that I aspire to eventually work in, and I'm currently in the process of learning a little bit more about that. I'm doing the research, going online, trying to get an idea about the market, everything like that. And I think that the biggest thing that I learned out of this interview was that there's actually a position above the position that I'm already aiming for. And so I think that going forward, my new goal is going to be shooting for the position just higher, that VP of operations, rather than just, settling for that, operations management role. Well, thank you guys for your time. I appreciate it. And again, my name is Geschwender, and I hope you enjoyed the presentation.
All right.